Handy Hudsonite here. Do you have AirPod issues you can't figure out? Well, before you throw those AirPods away, contact Apple. I have 14 potential solutions for you to check out in this video. Make sure to watch all of them because one of the last ones could be the solution that you need for your Bluetooth problems, your audio problems, connectivity, or charging. So let's get into what these 14 solutions are. The first solution involves just checking the charger cord and the charging brick itself for any sort of damage. And this may seem obvious, but if you have a dog or some sort of pet that likes to chew and this is in an area where they can reach it, this has happened to us in our family multiple times. Check for any damaged cord. And I should say that you should be using a genuine Apple charger. You can use aftermarket ones. There's hit and miss with these, and they're not always reliable. I've had chargers like this work great, and then also chargers like this that just suddenly stop working. Now this is an older charger, and I have an iPhone 13 Pro Max and my older iPhone 8 Plus. This one obviously can charge this one. This is the newer charger with the new USB end on it, the faster charger. I don't know why Apple doesn't include the charging brick with the iPhone, the new iPhones. You have to buy it separately. I have a link in the description. If you want to get this on Amazon, that's where I got this, and it works great. Can charge my iPhone 13 really fast. So just inspect these, plug them into another phone to see if they charge that phone any differently. If they do, then you know that the issue could be your phone and not necessarily the charger. But if the charger poorly charges another phone, then you'll know it's this. Get a new charger and your charging issues will be solved. Solution number 2 involves charging issues primarily, and that involves cleaning out the charging ports, the lightning port on the bottom of your AirPod case. Now these are generation 2 AirPods, and you also have these lightning ports on the generation 3 and the AirPods Pro. But if you have a MagSafe charger, then this issue may not apply to you, but keep watching because there's a lot of different great solutions that I'm going to share that apply to all the different AirPods and the way that you charge them. You can buy a cleaning kit on Amazon. Check the link in the description. This is the one that I use that gives some good tools to get in and to clean out some of these ports. I mean, you have a brush that can kind of get some of the bigger lint out. You also have a more fine-pointed Q-tip type thing that can really get in here without the risk of really damaging the port and clean that out. I've had to do this on my iPhones a lot to clean that charging port out if you keep it in your pocket and you build up lint. You can also use compressed air, and I've got a link in the description for getting this on Amazon. And this works great if you've got some loose lint inside. Now, don't stop there with the lightning port. When it comes to charging on your AirPods, don't forget that there's a charging port down in here. The best way to get that is, again, you could use some compressed air to get some of the lint that's not quite as stuck in there. But if you've got earwax down in there, I would recommend using a Q-tip, and this fits nicely down in there, and you can get out any sort of debris, earwax, any sort of dirt. And you can take it to the next level by adding just a drop or two of rubbing alcohol to your Q-tip to clean that out, and making sure to clean out both the ports inside, the lightning port and the outside, and this can really help a lot of charging issues with your AirPods. So when it comes to connectivity issues with AirPods, you want to make sure that they are properly connected to your device, that they do properly connect. So let's use my AirPods 3 to connect to my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I'll open it up here, and I don't know if you knew this, but if you take out one of your AirPods, it will show you each AirPod separately and the charge on each. So if you see that one AirPod is not charging properly, after we go through the first 2 solutions of the cleaning and checking the cables, make sure to check it by taking one AirPod out so that you can see both. You put it in, it shows you kind of the combination. If you take both AirPods out of the case, then it'll show you just the AirPods and not the case. Make sure that these are properly connected to your phone. So we'll go in here to my settings, Bluetooth, and these are my AirPods 3. Come over here, we can see that they are indeed connected, and you can take them out, make sure you hear the audio in both ears. We'll get to some of the audio issues in just a little bit, but that's how we can make sure that they're connected properly. This dialog should come up when you hit the small blue circle here. All these extra features should show up, and we'll look at a couple of these extra features in just a little minute. And also, one thing too is make sure your firmware in your AirPods is up to date. At the time of this filming, it's 4C165, and check out my videos on how to make sure this gets updated, because it can be tricky. There are some techniques that you can do to get that updated. Solution number 4 involves being inside of these settings. So we'll connect my AirPods 3 again to my iPhone 13 Pro Max. And if we come in here, this may seem counterintuitive, but it has worked for quite a few people, and that's simply just toggling a couple of settings. One setting being the automatic ear detection, toggling that off, and then back on again. The automatic ear detection is your AirPod sensing that it's inside your ear and not somewhere else. And so when you have the automatic ear detection on and you take it out, the music you're playing will stop automatically. And the AirPods 3 have skin detection, which goes beyond the AirPods Pro that just have a detection that it's close to something, whether it's skin or a blanket. So the AirPods 3 have the advantage on that. And so you can toggle that. Another setting that you can toggle is the microphone. And if you have microphone issues, this may help you at least dial in on what's wrong and possibly solve it. If you toggle between left AirPod and right AirPod, you could do left AirPod, put your AirPods in and see if your microphone's working properly. It may even help with connectivity or Bluetooth issues. It's hard to believe, but it can have that effect. I've had people say that has worked for them, and that's worked for me on rare occasion. So that solution may work for you as well. Solution number 5 is to forget the AirPods on your device. Let's go over to the iPhone 8, for example. For those of you that might have an older device, this is very much the same on the iPhone 13, but if we connect my AirPods 3 to this device, go into my Bluetooth, connect my AirPods 3 here, go into my settings, and you see all the different settings for my AirPods 3. What we want to do is we want to forget this device. So you tap that, click Forget Device, it'll give you a confirmation, and do that, and now it has forgotten the device, and that's why it's popping up here and saying not your AirPods. And so you would just simply connect it again. It says to hold the button on the back, so I'm going to hold that button until it tells me that they are connected. And I'm not sure if my light is washing this out, but it just says that they're connected now. As you can see, that my AirPods are now connected. Solution number 6 involves resetting the AirPods themselves, and all we have to do for this is press the button on the back, and we want to pay attention to this light in the front. It's green right now. I'm going to press and hold this button on the back for 15 seconds, and that should completely reset the AirPods. And just take a few seconds here, and it should flash an amber orange when it's completely reset. There we go. It's completely reset, and so now we can reconnect these, repair them to my iPhone. And if this takes care of your issue, let me know in the comments below which solutions are helping you. Solution 7 involves doing a couple of operations on the phone that can help the connectivity issues with AirPods. It can help with the Bluetooth issues. And if the issue lies in the phone itself and not necessarily with the AirPods, this can definitely help with those problems. So what we're going to do is we're going to reset the network settings. So you want to come down to General, scroll all the way down to transfer or reset iPhone, and I'm doing this on my iPhone 13 Pro Max with iOS 15.2 at the time of the filming. We're going to tap here, reset. Now, it also says erase all content and settings. We'll get into that a little later. That's if you want to completely wipe the phone of all its data, kind of a last resort. Reset here and get a number of options. What we want to do is do reset network settings. And you would put in your passcode. I'm not going to do it because this does erase all of your Wi-Fi passwords, and it forgets a lot of your phone's connectivity with that. So you definitely don't want to do this unless you have your Wi-Fi passwords backed up in common Wi-Fi areas that you use. Solution number 8 is a simple one. We've grown up knowing that you restart the computer, that can take care of a lot of issues. The same way with your iPhone. On my 13 Pro Max, the way to restart the phone is to press the button here on the right side along with the volume up and hold them, and you'll see the toggle at the top, slide, and then it would turn the phone off, and then you'd have to restart it. On the iPhone 8, the older models, it's just pressing and holding the button on the right until it says slide to power off. That solution, believe it or not, can take care of a lot of different problems, just restarting the phone, clearing out its memory a bit. Now we want to take this a step further in solution number 9 and do a hard phone reset on my iPhone. To do the hard reset, what you want to do is you want to press the volume up, then the volume down, and then hold the right button, and you keep holding the right button, and then the screen will go blank, and then you'll see an Apple logo. After a few seconds, it completely restarts. This clears out the iPhone even more than just a regular restart. It's the same way on an iPhone 8 or older iPhones. Volume up, volume down, and then you hold the button on the side and keep holding it until you see the screen go blank and the Apple logo. Okay, let's get into more of the audio solutions for AirPods. And I've got several videos on this, so I won't go into as much detail, but please check out those videos down in the description on how to clean your AirPods to get audio back. I get lots of people complaining that one or both of their AirPods audio is muffled, or the volume's low, or they can't hear anything. And 99% of the time, it's because of earwax. And some of us produce more earwax than others. But the technique is very simple, and then there's a hack that Apple won't tell you, or they don't tell you, and it saved me countless hours, and it saved thousands of people. You can go check out my videos that have hundreds of thousands of views, and people thanking me for this technique. And I've done it primarily on the older AirPods, first and second generation. It will also work with the AirPods third generation. AirPods Pros are a little different just because you have the in-ear tip, but you can take that off and you can clean out the inside of this tip with a Q-tip to get the earwax out. There's a little bit of earwax on there, and it's very effective. My AirPods Pros generally don't have the speaker mesh that's on the inside get clogged up like on the traditional AirPods. Now, the traditional AirPods are notorious for this, and the best way to do it is to first, and I show in some of my other videos where I cut a Q-tip in half and use the harder end to clean out this front speaker that gets clogged like crazy with earwax. And then you can use the cotton to kind of clean out some of the residual earwax gunk. But what you can do next is just put a drop or two of rubbing alcohol on your Q-tip and clean that out. And then go ahead and clean the rest of the AirPod, because what we're going to do is you want to, and I know it sounds gross, but you want to suck on the end of this AirPod over the speaker. We want to suck on this front speaker, and people have also used blue tack. They've used like silly putty, just something that can kind of grab the wax that's stuck in there and pull it out. Those are good techniques as well. But I just prefer just kind of, that's why I clean it off with rubbing alcohol before I put it on my mouth. And then you simply suck that earwax out, and it works every time for me. You can also blow, but I found the sucking technique works even better than that. And I mentioned earlier, in the old AirPods, you have the microphone that's on the bottom. Actually, I didn't mention this, but there's a microphone port that's on the bottom that could be cleaned out. This Q-tip's a little too big, but you can use the one that's in the kit that I have down in my description, because this can also get earwax in it, believe it or not, or other junk that impedes the microphone. Or you can actually suck on it or blow through it as well. So that's the older AirPods. The AirPods 3s, the same technique, but you've got that, but the microphone is on the back. There's a teeny little slit in the back of the AirPods Pros and AirPods 3s. And again, you can use this very fine toothpick Q-tip looking thing to get in there. You can also, the compressed air can work really well. So if you're having microphone issues, that is a great way to take care of that. Again, with this mesh on the AirPods 3s, I've noticed they haven't clogged up as much as the first and second generations. So maybe they got their design a little bit better, but still use the Q-tips and the rubbing alcohol to clean this off and suck on it to get that residual wax out of there. Clean out the case, because this can accumulate earwax. Just go through here with your Q-tip and clean that out as well. Solution 11 involves using your AirPods on a different device. It's a simple way of trying to narrow down if the problem is your AirPods or if it's your phone or whatever device you're connecting to. I have two phones, so I could try to connect it to my older iPhone 8 to see if I have the same problems, whether it's audio, connectivity, Bluetooth, charging, and see if that replicates the problem. And if it does, then I know it's my AirPods more than likely. If it doesn't, then it could be my phone or my device that I'm connecting to. We'll take this a step farther, and solution 12, if you have an extra pair of similar model AirPods, so let's say someone else also had AirPods Pros, try putting your AirPod Pros in their case to see if your case is the problem. You have to forget the AirPods on your phone. It'd even be good to do a full reset on these after you forget them. Have your friend forget them, maybe even do a full reset on their AirPods. Then put your AirPods in their case, connect it to their phone. I would try their phone first before yours and see if you have the same issues. If you don't, then chances are you could have a faulty case. So that's a solution that can help narrow down whether it's the case or the AirPods themselves that are the issue. Solution 13 takes the reset to another level, and what we're going to do is go back into the same area, Settings, General, scroll down to Transfer or Reset, hit the reset button again. This time we want to do reset all settings, and then it'll prompt you to put your passcode, but I'm not going to do that. But keep in mind that this reset will erase all of your settings, not just network settings, but all your settings. It will keep your media and it will keep files and photos and things, but it's going to reset all the settings back to factory defaults. So keep that in mind. But this may be the solution you need to get your AirPods to operate properly with your phone if your phone is the problem and you want it to work and not have to get rid of the AirPods. The last one, number 14, is the deepest reset, and that's the factory reset. If we go back into the same menu here, the reset menu, you want to do erase all content and settings. This is going to erase everything. So you'll be met with this menu. You want to have your phone's information backed up in iCloud for sure if you're doing this, or you're going to have a huge pain getting your phone back to a working condition the way it was. But if all else fails, you can't, all these other solutions fail and you want to try this, please have the backup in iCloud. So there's 14 solutions that you can try before contacting Apple. Of course, you can contact Apple support and see if your AirPods are still under warranty to get them replaced for free, or replace one AirPod or the case. They're not that expensive if you have to do that. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more tips like this one, and I'll see you in the next video.